Hey folks, and welcome back to 72 Degrees North with your favorite host, Mike Pacheco. We're here today. It's a beautiful Saturday. I believe it's, when are we at? It is the 21st. Yeah, so the days are moving along, and this is the part 2 that I promised all you folks there. I actually screwed up last week and, like an old man, had my mic muted when I was doing the tour around town here. So this is the part 2 that I promised, and yeah, so I gotta go run some errands today, take the truck for a run. We're gonna top up the fuel, I think, as well. Might as well while we're out, and then we'll see what the hamlet of Pond Inlet's all about and give you guys a small little tour. So thanks for joining me, and here we go. Alrighty, folks. Hello, and welcome to our beginning of our tour of the hamlet of Pond Inlet. We've just made our first stop at the co-op store here, which is kind of like our central hub, grocery store, Walmart, everything you can think of in between, hardware, all that stuff, which I kind of showed you guys a little bit last week. But today I want to fulfill my promise of showing you guys the hamlet here. So let's just take our time getting out and making sure that there's no surprises. So yeah, this is kind of the back entrance to the co-op. This is where we all kind of park as employees. This is our freight truck that they use to unload the planes. We just don't want to hit a moosey. So kind of making our way uptown now, which is awesome and really exciting. So what you see here is not much. It's kind of where like a lot of the folks, like residential area, so a lot of housing, maybe a few small mechanic shops where people do like oil changes on snowmobiles, ATVs, side-by-sides, that kind of stuff. Lots of little shacks out here. We're gonna take a right here. We're gonna go further up town, check out some more of the residential and kind of what it's like here. Like to see people running on ATVs and all that jazz. It's kind of the main way to get around because you can pretty much drive here right up until like June, from what I understand. So that's super cool. Out here, small crossroads, and as you can see on a lot of the stop signs, they have both Nunavut and English as well. So something interesting that you don't see every day at home in the south. Snowmobile way up on your right there. You're kind of starting to see it on the camera, just because of the wide angle here. Large yellow and blue building. It's slowly coming up here. I'm actually speeding a little bit. I realize I'm going 40 kilometers. Really, the speed in town is 20 kilometers, so most people kind of, you know, that extra 10 limit, so most people are kind of going around here at 30, so I have to catch myself sometimes. Just not used to it, but I'm getting better. Just keep that lead foot off the pedal. Yeah, so on your right, research facility where they do a lot of training, I think particularly with the mining companies that are out here. Of the economy here in the hamlet, of course, is the mining. On your far right, you can kind of see it. They're actually like a special kind of new home where, and I think these are, and that's becoming a sea can kit, and it's sort of reminiscent of the old like to come on a kit off of you know, trucks, you know, after the war. We're talking like many years ago, obviously before my time, but yeah, it's kind of like the same idea. It's really easy for the construction companies to set them up, and here's houses locals to purchase, so that's kind of been a huge part of the growth here. And as you can see, they're starting to build more and more. Go straight or turn right. Basically, you're into the tundra, and that's where it gets difficult seeing the to see the roads. And that's where it's really easy to get lost, because something you have to remember out here, there's not really any trees. There's not a whole lot of land. so the horizon kind of blends into the road sometimes, or into the land, so it's gonna be get lost out there. So we're gonna avoid going out there yet until we're a little more comfortable going around there, but take a quick tour around town. Easy to, this would probably be the uppermost part of the hamlet here. As you can see, these are the hamlet trucks that are going all around town. They're everywhere, and those trucks actually run 24/7, both for water, just because they're water and sewage central water treatment system in the hamlet here. So these water trucks have to run 24/7. You can call base time, and those trucks will either come load you up, or they will come the hamlet and sewage for you. And yeah, gotta be careful when they do that. So, on our right here is we will actually have a glimpse of the government building. Something cool in Nunavut that I think is really important that they do here, and that's right on. I actually have in all the sort of central hub areas, and Pond Inlet being one of them, they have a government building, and this kind of gives all the communities a chance to participate in the jobs that they provide. And split the department. It gives everyone the opportunity to work for the government, because they tend to be good jobs. And in Pond Hamlet here, I believe it's the Department of Education, and we have the Department of Licensing, I believe as well. We actually have, I'm not sure if it's kind of land permit licensing, business licensing, driver's licensing. 100% sure. But interesting nonetheless. So we're gonna take, I'm not exact here, and we're gonna take a trip to the airport. So folks can going up to the stop signs. See what that's like. For such a small hamlet, it is quite busy. Especially on days today when the sun's out and the weather. You really will not waste that opportunity. And that's something that's really interesting around here, that I find really interesting. People really don't mess around when it comes to the weather, because it can change on a dime. So when it's nice, it's time to get out, get the family out, run your errands, enjoy the day. There's mental health and all that, and that's a big part of the communities out here. And lots of services and stuff that are dedicated. It looks like there might have probably just been a planned land dedicated to that, coming to pick up their relatives or guests or meet family members. A lot of time people fly out typically for healthcare here. That's a big part of the thing. There is a health center here, but for any sort of special treatment, you do have to get sent out. Which is, yeah, always part of everything here, the logistics to everything. Pick up mind-blowing when it comes to just getting your basic goods, your basic care. It's always into consideration when getting around or doing things in town here. And healthcare is a big one. And basically what will happen is a dentist or an eye doctor will kind of do a big visit, and the community will put a message out, typically for Facebook. A lot of communication's done on Facebook on the Pond Inlet News, and people will book appointments. The eye doctor was here last week, and you could tell as many people as they possibly could. We're trying to get eye doctor appointments because it's not always easily accessible. And the next thing too, which can be difficult, is getting the prescriptions. But I continue, I digress. Right now we're, I would say, more of the downtown core. So on our right, we've got the bay and everything. It's actually 30 kilometers here in the town. See the sign here? I still wouldn't go much faster than that. There's really no need for it. See more municipal trucks going around. And then you have just super, it's just so interesting, all the little logistics. On the left here, you'll see the houses. And these all have their backyards along the airport. I don't know if it's sort of intentional. Beautiful color. I think possibly to have sort of the planes be able to see. Radio towers, all that jazz. And you look at, this is what I talk about when the horizon sort of meets the land. This is the bay out front, and you can barely make out the mountains way out in the distance there. Truly, truly incredible. But you can see how it can be so easy to get lost. See them? And these guys really depend, from what I understand, on GPS, portable GPS units. General historical knowledge that's been passed down generation to generation. And just like something interesting that's happening here, and I wish I could remember the name off the top of my head, but there is going to be sled dog races down on the lake right now with their sled dogs. There's probably seals. I'm assuming they're probably hunting. Today's a good day on the weekend. Everybody's off work, and the hunters to the community are really important. The meat is split amongst the community, which is really interesting. Share the resources, and even ACL, like, we sponsor the hunters to go out. We'll give them money. Interesting, and they hunt for ammo or supplies, that kind of stuff, and that kind of just helps them. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, the little dots, but there's definitely a ton of guys out there today, more than I've ever seen. For the town. Oh, cool. I'm glad you guys get to share that little experience with them. There's guys all over it just blends into the land here. Genuinely wild. But yeah, they're everywhere out there today, so there must be, it's also really warm. Like, it's been minus 50 basically the last 2 weeks, and today's basically dropped down to like minus 25 with the wind chill. So lake right now, they're getting out there, they're getting some meat. Yeah. So I see all the little houses everywhere, everyone's little garages. Sure, it's up here, but it is logistically, like, you want vehicles, like, you know, to get a vehicle up here. Basic white F-150, I mean, it could be upwards of $100,000. Like, you're on the boat and get it out here, so it's pretty wild. All the logistics. So on our left here, we're just passing it now, the green building. That's and everything. There's the health center, and that's where people can go. It's actually quite busy today. People trying to get appointments in. And all that stuff. And we're going back up to where the hotel is. And we're gonna pass that, and that's gonna be coming up on our left here in like 2 seconds. And as you can see, we've done quite basically the whole circle of the town. As you can see, as we where I'm staying, our hotel on the left here. Can't make it out with the sea caves there. We're gonna municipality, and we're gonna go check out the dump, and you know. Maybe with it being warm today, knock on wood, I'm not that I really want to see wildlife, because it can be scary out here. You never know what we'll see out there. So let's take a trip down. So on the right is the hamlet, and see, this is where they park all the take a left here, sewage trucks, all that stuff. On the left you can see a gazebo up on the mountain there. A lot of people go spend and especially enjoy in the summer. People go have picnics and stuff like that, which is really, really neat. And that's kind of like the right is the gas bar, which will circle back around eventually. I really like seeing it. This F-250 just takes so long. I don't think the extended fill times is one of those great. But also the fuel farms. Central to the community here. On our left is the power plant. Again, very, very good. Obviously, functioning of the community here and keep making sure electricity is going. This is the radio station on the left, the blue building here. And yeah, they do lots of things there. I think radio bingo is one of the big things, and a lot of the businesses like the daycares and stuff. And just to raise funds and all that good stuff. The radio show is hilarious. The guy plays every sort of type of music. There's 1 minute you'll be listening to Metallica, the next will be Katy Perry, and that's just adds to the excitement of it. So wow, so here we go, folks. This is what I'm talking about. This is my mind out here. That just how the land blends in. I really see where the road's going. Civilization is gone. It's just crazy. And you can kind of see from the photos on Instagram my first arrival there, and just how that little glow of light when flying in the plane, we can see his Pond Inlet, and yeah, it's really incredible. But as you can, lots of sunlight. I mean, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon right now, and it feels like it. Kind of arrived at a good time where we are getting a decent amount of sunlight, and it's fairly normal for the most part. So I think with the view of the camera here, we have just the mountains, and it is super foggy, so but the mountains and the fjords and the distance is just I can't, it makes me so excited for the summer. Just so incredibly excited, and that's what all the locals keep telling me is like, just you wait. You think it's pretty now. So super awesome. But yeah, look at making our way blend right into the it's genuinely. And here are the hardworking municipal guys who are always up and down this road dumping the sewage. Quite often too, there will be like a burn day where they'll do a large burn, and at the office that's where we that's during the burns. This is there's obviously no grass right now. I think that it will sprout a bit when we get closer into the summer. There will be at least some grass. I think some foliage and flowers. I believe the women will go like berry picking with the little ones, and well, the men go out closer into April's. A lot of them will start going out, and then this thing, which there's actually a lot of great little spots around here, just outside of town too, that we can go camping and stuff. So I'm excited to possibly do that. Summer, polar bears, knock on wood. I like I said, very like common around here. We're not on a migration trail like we're the locations of some of the other co-ops. So it's not as bad, and you don't see a lot of polar bears, and I have a feeling that they're not just checking on things, checking on wildlife, checking on the state of the dump and all that. As well. But yeah, isn't this just incredible? Thanks for joining me, folks. This is so cool. This is what makes the job all worth it, is just kind of seeing the land like this, and it's so different and unique to apply my business knowledge and education and come out here and serve this community. It's an absolute pleasure, and I think the highlights for me so far is truly just getting to know well, young and old, everyone that is working for the co-op there and building the folks and just generally trying to be kind and a positive influence in this town as best I work in relation, not take it for granted that I'm an outsider coming in and these people have been extremely. It's always such a highlight for me when I'm serving customers at the store and I'll get a quiet welcome to Pond Inlet, and it's just that's so it's so nice. So it's been awesome being here and I really enjoy it. Hopefully you can kind of see a little bit of those mountains in the distance. It's just so foggy right now, so it's hard to see, but you can just kind of make them out just barely. But this is what I'm talking about. This is really welcoming every day, and when I get to move into the house there in a month or so and actually see and have a deck that overlooks the national parkway on the distance there, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to be here and to have that experience. Just gonna slow down here. It's easy to get carried away. Speeds on these back roads here. We've done a nice little circle around, and we've done our big sort of tour of Pond Inlet. We're gonna finish up our little adventure here today, folks, at the gas bar. So, let's put my truck topped up here while we're out and about. I'm gonna just get radio station, yeah. Have to do a little radio show or something at some point. I'll throw back to the DJ Bojangle days when I was doing that at Wilfrid Laurier. Some of my returning fans will remember those days. Maybe we'll. Yeah, better view. Look, you can actually see the line. Here, I feel the tanks out in the water there, which is pretty incredible. Boom. Kind of did a little off-road in there, but yeah, super cool, folks. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to share these experiences with you. I enjoy all the comments, all the support, and descriptions and all the views, and much love to all of you, and I hope you enjoy taking along on the journey there today.